Alright, very bright, very early on the Fitzroy today. It's the second day after a cold snap, so it's going to be very difficult fishing again. Yesterday I managed to get it done on my local, but today I'm going to hit the Fitzroy, going to hit some like snags, you know, what I try and do with these cold snaps and southerly wind changes, is I try to fish spots that are very likely to hold feeding fish, sort of high current zones, rock bars, snags that sit out in the current a bit. You tend to get more bites in general doing that, but I really try and do that when the conditions aren't in our favor with barramundi. These are the big triggers that stop them feeding, or that can slow them down from feeding. Southerly change, big cold snap. At least it's not windy today. It was very windy yesterday. So I'm just gonna creek up. We got a little creek here. It's got plenty of snags like that sit out in the current a bit. And then we're gonna boost down, hit some of my other spots a bit closer to the mouth. Water looks pretty clean today, so hopefully we're on. Alrighty, there's the first one for the morning. Only a little one, but holy are they healthy. Proper winter spec barra. That gold tail, fat as, and he scoffed that prawn. I don't usually scope in here, but they're very, I don't know, they're very lazy right now. Not lazy, just cold, I suppose. So yeah, I have to put it right on their nose to get a bite. But we got one. How good? Alrighty, well, we're actually pretty lucky that he didn't fight hard. When barra hook deep, they don't usually fight very hard. They usually just jump heaps, and we're quite lucky he did, because he was actually hooked in, like, not hooked, but hook was around his gill, so. But he was all healthy, no blood, so sweet ass. Hopefully we get another one. Alrighty, this one's probably exactly the same size, another thick little fish, and absolutely scoffed it again. Pretty cool, man. Man, I love barra. Made the 4 AM wake up worth it. Well, I could have let you go gracefully, but you go and do things like that. Alrighty, another little brick. So fun, man. Big fish are cool, I've said it before, but I just love barra. Barra fishing is just so fun. You're up in the snags, you bump the snag, you lift, then bang, get the bite. Such cool little fish, very healthy winter fish too. Alright, I'm gonna get back in there, hopefully I can get another. That was sick. That was so sick. Alrighty, another little rat. Pretty sick little bite actually. Absolutely smoked it out of the behind the timber there. So sick. Whoa. Alrighty. As you can see, we've got a group of fish in where see that tree's leaning over. There's a group of fish at the base of the tree. So the trick is to try and sink it into them without getting snagged on that snag there. So if you hook up and already got you on the other side, you haven't got much hope. So we're going to punch it in pretty deep like that. Oh, good bite just there. Alrighty, let's push up a little bit further, check a few more snags. I think we've outstayed our welcome here. Beautiful little baby bass. Man, they're cool. Winter speck. Got the little black tinge on their tail. Alrighty, well, kind of quick tip. This is for all the people that haven't done this style of fishing, want to get into this style of fishing. All the barra fishers, you'll already know all this, stating the obvious for you guys, but I think we gloss over these real simple tactics like they're nothing and they're easy just because we've been doing it for so long. We've got all the skills in our brain, we've memorized it all. But just to give a quick summary, when you're snag bashing, the way you want to attack it is, so here, this snag here, for an example, right now, all I'm targeting is a fish sitting up high, tucked right in behind that snag. See that slack water there behind the snag? Fish often tuck right up behind the snags like that, nose up to them, and then just eat the bait that comes past, duck back in. So to target the whole way down that tree, you have to start your cast further out each time. So just then I went really high in the water column and I was pretty close to it. So if I want to sink it right down to the base of this tree, all I have to do is put it 100 mil over. You wanna then, so then I didn't even feel that tree. So I got to be a bit further that way. Just each time you just wanna really pepper these zones, because although you may think you've got a gist with the live, with side scan and stuff, you really, the difference in getting a bite and not, it sounds like an over exaggeration, is 10 mil. Like, you get that cast right just by 10 mil, especially in this cold weather where these fish really need it on their nose. Your cast starts 10 mil too far this way, too far that way, they're not going to see it, or they're going to have to move too far, they won't eat it. Be good if I could catch one now, so to make it all worth it. But so to summarize this like tactic of snag bashing, as we call it, just don't just cast at a stick once and think you've covered that stick. There's a whole stick, a whole way up and down that fish could be sitting on. They could be sitting right up high. Sometimes you even see them with your eyes. Sometimes they're around the root ball to get out of the most current. You just have to really pepper a zone to make sure that you've covered everything and you haven't left a bite sitting on that tree. Alrighty, well, once I get bites, I've got a bad habit of hanging around a bit too long. So we've only left ourselves an hour worth of outgoing tide now. So I'm going to quickly pull the electric up, pull the live in, and I'm going to boost and hit some snags quickly before we run out of outgoing tide. But yeah. Alrighty, next spot. Just gonna quickly check it, obviously running out of time. See how we go. Oh no, damn it. Alrighty, not a little rat, but just a brick of a fish. Unfortunately I wasn't rolling, I thought I was. Man, these GoPros will be the death of me. But hopefully I can get another. Sweet ass, I'll send him back. Wasn't expecting that. Oh. Whoa. Don't. No, I've got an ear. I've got an idea. How about don't? Another cute little nugget. Whee! Alrighty, absolute brick of a barra on the exact same cast that my GoPro overheated, man. Oh, I literally didn't even get time to turn this back on. But anyway, it's all a part of it. It's absolutely fat as. Cool fish, man, cool fish. Bloody GoPros. Oh, damn it. Oh, he ate it. Yes. You gonna cut sick? Leave all your fight for the boat? Yeah, boy. Seen better net jobs, that's for sure. Oh. They are all so fat, man. Another proper little nugget. Such cool fish, man. Send him back. Whoa! Alright. Now, I've been guilty of this little trick before. I've now caught 9 or 10 barra on this, and you'll see it's pretty chafed up. Doesn't look too bad actually, but when that 90 jumps on and goes crazy, goes skits, you're gonna wish you retied. So, for the people that don't know, barra have like sandpaper style teeth around their mouth. Rather than teeth themselves, they just have like this sandpaper stuff that helps them grip their bait or whatever. And that actually is really good at fraying line. Alright. Alright, let's get one. Sick! Alrighty, well, sorry to interrupt, but I have, from here on out, on one of my GoPros, I lost all audio. So with the random voiceovers on some of the parts, and this video probably seems like it's missing some things, it definitely is. I lost a lot of audio. Technology isn't my best friend. So yeah, thanks for watching up until this point. Back to the video. Alrighty, here's that barra. Definitely my best for the day. Probably around 75 centimeters. Saw a group of fish sitting in the mouth of a gutter that was still draining out some dirty water and had a really gnarly color change on it. So I knew those fish were feeding. Any of the barra fishermen watching this know, if you find barra on a color change, they're feeding. You just have to get the right lure in front of them. Tried a heap of different lures, went back to basics, put the Holty on. Obviously a small prawn profile is really hard for them to resist, and just managed to get it on this fish's nose. It's amazing how finesse the bite is. It just feels like a brim has grabbed your lure. It's just a little tick. You know, if you've been chasing barra for a while, you know it's going to be a barra. But yeah, went really hard on the 10-pound. Stoked with that fish. Alrighty, here's that color change I was talking about in the previous video with that good barra. If you find fish in a color change, there's a high chance they'll be feeding. And it's not just barramundi, it's threadfin salmon, mangrove jacks. Any predatory fish will use these color changes to ambush bait. They will sit inside the color change, just like they do with shade lines, and use that as the bait fish swim past, and it makes the bait fish get close enough because they can't see the predator. They'll fly out and eat them. You just have to get the right lure in there. Pretty cool way to chase them, and definitely I get excited if I ever find a color change. I know there's probably going to be feeding fish in there. Here's that thready. Such cool fish. Again on the 10-pound, they quite often eat it really strange. You don't really feel the bite, and then they just swim at the boat. As you see one bust up in the shallows, and right there, they're just feeding on that dirty water line for tide change. So they're busting on jelly prawns, which is pretty cool. So I just put that Holt in there and just tried to keep it moving so I could run in front of that fish. Pretty cool, man. Cool fish. Oh my gosh, that's a thready. That's the cutest thready ever. How cool is that? Whoa! I was actually on FaceTime with my young fella. He's only 2.5 years old, and I caught this barra, had the GoPros turned off, but I wish the audio saved for this because he was so hyped. He's my little hype man. The only thing is, he gets very upset when I let him go, but cool memories. Whoa! Is he gonna take off? I think he's gonna take off. Alrighty, here's another good sized thready. Such cool fish, cool colorations too with the yellow on the front and the black tail. I had noticed the water was gross pumping out of this gutter, but I'd noticed it was just the top layer, as when I turned the electric or a thready would bust, it would stir up the water and you could see it was the cleaner water underneath. So I was pretty confident that the fish underneath that I could see and what was targeting on the live were down there feeding. So it's just a matter of getting it in front of them and yeah, making the right cast. Stoked. Alrighty, obviously lost all my audio, so my outro is just me standing there in silence talking. But just to summarize that video, I was so stoked, man. Cold front rolled through, southeaster pumping. The day before, I struggled for 2 fish. Worked hard, fished for 14 hours for 2 barra. To come back the next day, and I think I got 10 or 11. I got a couple barra off camera, 2 threadies, 1 micro thready. I was very, very stoked on that. Yeah, and just good to get back to basics. Obviously big fish are very cool, but there's something about casting up into the timber, not knowing what's going to happen, not looking at a screen most of the time. Whoa, big blow up just there. This place looks very fishy. Shouldn't have come here. I was going to get distracted every time, but yeah, it's just great. I love snag bashing. It's my type of fishing. But yeah, maybe next week, next round, when I'm doing my videos and that, I might try chasing some bigger fish. But let me know, do you guys like me chasing rats? Do you guys like me chasing bigger fish? Comment, let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching, especially the people that watch until this point. YouTube's been very hard for me recently. I can't figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. But the people that support me watching this far, thank you big time.